lovies, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my full coverage foundation routine. My original video that I did of this was nearly 2 years ago, and so many people asked me in the comment section of that video to do an updated one. I'm like, why don't I ever do an updated one? So this is a drugstore foundation routine. I know you guys like when I do budget friendly videos, so that's what I'm here to do today. For doing this routine, I'm not saying that you have to wear this foundation every single day or that I wear this routine every single day, because I definitely don't. I am barefaced about 80% of my week. Before I start and get into the nitty gritty about the products that I put on my face today, I want to talk to you guys a little bit on a more serious note that you guys will not have amazing skin if you don't take care of it. A good skincare routine is vital. I will be doing my skincare routine pretty soon, so you'll see the products that I use in my skin. The second thing is good nutrition. I'm a nutritionist. I'm going to recommend for you guys to eat well. More fruit and veg. Try and stay clear of saturated fat or trans fat or anything that's fried, deep fried, southern fried. Refined food is not going to be good on your skin. And then thirdly, try and drink more water. Get in 2.5 liters a day. You need to drink plenty of water, and I don't mean flavored water because of sugars and additives and that. I mean straight up bottled water, or if you have safe water where you live, drink out of the tap, but drink lots and lots of water. If you don't like the taste of water, I always like put a little segment of lemon in it, which is great at naturally detoxifying the body as well and reducing bloating and stuff like that. Take care of your skin before you put the products on, because a healthy looking canvas, you cannot beat it. Okay guys, so if you want to see my steps to getting full coverage that isn't cakey, then stay tuned for the full tutorial. And the best part of it is all these products are affordable. Happy days! Okay, first off, I'm going to start by getting my hair out of my face. The next thing I want to recommend to you guys is to make sure that your hands are clean, especially if you are dealing with your skin. You're going to be touching your face. You don't want to be spreading any nasties all over the face. My first step of the foundation application is to prime. I have two different primers here. To be honest, I love both of them, but lately, because it's very warm here in Ireland at the moment, we're having like a mini heat wave, I've been using both. If you have oily skin like me, you can try out both. If you have more drier skin, I think this is an amazing primer. It has like pore shrinking technology. I don't know if it actually shrinks your pores. I really doubt it. What I usually do with this primer is, because my hands are clean, I will always apply it with my fingers. So I will take it on my middle finger and just spread it around the perimeters of my face. So these are kind of the areas that wouldn't be overly oily on my skin, you know, like the outside of the face, but they tend to get oily throughout the day. They're just not initially oily. Now I'm going to talk about how I control my oils. I know you guys always say to me you find this impossible to get in Ireland. This is relatively easy to get. You can just get it in Boots, and you can buy it in Boots online. I think in the US it might be in different packaging. I will try and find it online on Amazon or something like that. Obviously, because I'm oily, my areas of concern are kind of over my nose, in between my brows and my chin. Instead of rubbing, I will pat it into the area. This will just make sure that it's kind of going right into my pores, and it's going to avoid any oiliness throughout the day. For me, this builds in my pores. It's exactly like the Professional, how it performs on my skin. I even like this a little bit better, because sometimes I feel like if you over apply the Professional, it gets a little bit baldy on the skin. So at this point, you can now conceal any huge blemishes on your face or any large spots or anything like that that you want to kind of cover up. I love the NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer. It's like a cream concealer, looks like that. And I usually take it on like a brush like this, and I will apply it to the area. Thankfully, I don't have too many breakouts right now. You would want to see my skin last week. I have like a tiny little one here, so I'm just going to show you what I usually do. I usually apply the product right over the spot, and then I will use my finger just to tap it into the area and just blend out the edges as much as possible. That is key, because when you apply your foundation, if you haven't blended out the edges properly, it's going to cling to that area and it's going to look a bit cakey. Spots are going to protrude more or bring more emphasis to them. Key to getting your foundation looking full coverage but flawless, but still looking natural and not looking cakey, is application, application, application. I always recommend using one of these tools. These are my favorite tools. This is just my personal preference. You don't have to go with these. You can use your fingers or a different type of brush, but these are just what works for me. They work for my foundation. They just make my skin look flawless and airbrushed. Got a beauty blender. The other thing is my Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 brush. I would pay for one of these products for my skin to look and my foundation to look well. That's just the bottom line. Your tools are just as important as the products that you are using. So I'm going to take a beauty blender for this video. Affordable foundations don't equal junk. In my eyes, affordable foundations are nearly better than the high-end ones. I love affordable foundation. For today's video, I'm going to take the LA Girl Pro Coverage. I just love this foundation. I love how it performs on my skin and looks on camera. It's amazing. And so you apply this to the back of your hand. You don't have to do this. This is what I do. Some people go straight in and apply it on their skin. I don't, because I like to be able to control how much product I'm actually applying onto my skin. I take the bottom bit of the beauty blender and I just apply it into my foundation, and then I just tap it onto my skin. No swiping. I just start at my cheeks. I just always do. You can start wherever you want, obviously. And then I bring it down onto my neck and make sure that I blend it into my neck. My skin on my face is always lighter than my body because I wear a very strong factor. So unfortunately the sun doesn't get to see my face very much. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just bouncing the beauty blender onto my skin. When I bounce the beauty blender like this, it just means that it's evenly spreading out the foundation. I'm getting an even layer all over my skin. Bouncing it onto my skin also avoids any streak marks or anything like that, and it makes your foundation look as flawless as possible. So I'm going to do one layer and then I will come back. I definitely have a little bit more drama going on in the eyes right now because I just did an eyeshadow tutorial that will be linked down below. I'm going to now conceal underneath my eyes. I have two concealers that I absolutely adore. The first one is the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I always use the color Creamy Beige. That is just my shade. I love that shade. The other concealer I love is the L'Oreal one, which is the one I'm going to take today. I have the shade Vanilla to Vanilla. It's a little bit light, but I can totally get away with it. I just apply this in a triangle position underneath my eyes. That way the light is coming down, it's reflecting, so it's going to make my under eye area appear brighter. I also apply a bit over my lip, a bit down the middle of my nose, and a bit in between my brows. So you just blend it out with your beauty blender, or you can use a brush, whatever you prefer. I just like the beauty blender because yet again, it's easy to spread the product, it makes it airbrushed, and it just blends everything into the skin. I just pat again the concealer underneath the eye. The concealer, like I said, is to brighten the under eye area. This one is great because it does not crease on me. Now you want to set the under eye area. If you don't set the under eye area, it's going to crease on you and budge and move throughout the day. Perhaps it won't, but for me, it definitely does. As the day progresses, it just creases all over the place. I'm taking the e.l.f. under eye setting powder. This is like one of my favorite powders ever. e.l.f. is now in Superdrug, but I still get mine off iHerb because I always get so much there and it's much more affordable. So I just apply a little bit of that underneath my eye. You can use any brush that you want. This is just a generic kind of under eye area brush. I pat the product in. I don't swipe because you'll move the product underneath, and this is going to brighten up the area as well. And because it's a loose powder, it's really lightweight as well, so it's not going to weigh down underneath your under eye area. To set my face, I'm going to take one of the first makeup products I ever tried in my entire life, and that is the Rimmel Stay Matte Pressed Powder. Mine is no longer pressed because it's broke. I go through these like they're water. It is my favorite pressed powder ever. So to set, I'm just bouncing the brush along my face. I'm not, again, swiping. I'm not doing circular motions because that can tend to not lift your foundation, but move it a little bit. I generally set a large portion of my face because again, I am oily. If you are dry, you may not even need to set your face. Light layers is the key to avoiding cakiness, and also the application is how you will get it most full coverage, if that makes any sense. So without building product up on top of each other and it caking, you want to do light layers and apply them properly so that they create full coverage. Now I'm going to move on to bronzing your face. You don't have to bronze or contour or anything like that. But I always do when I'm doing like full coverage or full foundation routine. I just want to add a little bit more dimension again to the face, and I just like to kind of chisel out my cheekbones, you know. So today for my bronzer, I'm going to take the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. Physicians Formula are now in pharmacies in Ireland, I believe. I always get my Physician Formula from iHerb again because it's just handy. I just apply this underneath my cheekbones. You can suck in your jaw if you would like this. Do the fish face. And then you can find where your natural contour is. I usually go from this part of my ear and I will stop at the corner of my eye. Blend upwards, not downwards. If you blend downwards, you're just like kind of adding too much bronze down the face and it won't look like your cheekbones are high. Then I apply a bit of bronzer around my temples, just all the contours of my face, and over the top of my forehead because I have a large forehead, so it makes it look a little bit smaller. Now for blusher, I am going to take Milani's Luminosol and just tap it onto the cheeks. It's always best, guys, to apply liquids over liquids. So we did the foundation, the concealer on top, and then we did powder on top of powder. So once I set my face, I did my bronzer and then I did my blusher. Finally, I'm going to highlight with one of my favorite highlighters at the moment from an affordable brand, and this is from Makeup Revolution. This whole contour palette, I don't know why I didn't use that today, but this whole palette is like €3 or €4. It's so inexpensive, but the middle shade is just life. Can you just see that? Like, that is the highlight. It's amazing. Okay guys, and that is it. So that is my full coverage foundation routine. Like I said, this is not a foundation routine that I do every single day, but it is a foundation routine when I want something a little bit more special. I want to wear something maybe on a night out, or you know, maybe I want to just stop my oils from coming through. Maybe I'm going off somewhere for the day, or I'm going to a wedding, or maybe I'm going to a friend's birthday. If I want like a full coverage foundation, these are kind of the steps that I will take. The foundation differs all the time, but the steps don't differ. I want to say thank you so much, guys, for sticking with me to this stage of the video. Thank you for watching today, and I will talk to you all in my next video. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.